Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to do moon salutations. I'll go through them twice. The first time I'll show you gentler variations of each posture using the blocks, and the second time I'll show you deeper variations without the blocks. Feel free to do this as many times as you like, and you can do them both with the blocks. Come to standing on your mat, feet parallel, knees forward. Take a few moments to center, roll your shoulders out maybe. Root down through your tailbone and lengthen up from your pubic bone all the way through the crown of your head. Drop your shoulders down your back, face your palms forward. Start to soften your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Put a slight restriction in the back of your throat. And draw your breath all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, feeling all the way to the top. Pause and exhale from the top to the bottom of your lungs, pausing again. Find a rhythm of breath that you can sustain throughout this practice. On your next inhalation, start to reach your arms out to the sides and all the way up. Clasp your thumbs, continue to lengthen through the crown, draw your thighs towards one another, and exhale, reach to the right. Draw in on your abdominal muscles, try to keep your shoulders and your hips squared to the front. Inhale, rise, and exhale, reach to the left. Draw your thighs towards one another, engage your abdominal muscles, and continue to elongate through the crown. Inhale, rise, and exhale the hands to hips. Step your feet about 4.5 to 5 feet wide, toes pointing forward, feet parallel. Root down through your tailbone, lift your heart, and exhale, fold forward. Take your hands to those blocks, wrists in line with the shoulders. Draw your shoulders into your back. Root down through your tailbone and reach your pelvis through your legs as you walk your hands back in between your feet. Keep those shoulders in line with the elbows. Continue with those long, full breaths here and elongate through the crown of the head. Inhale, walk your blocks forward. Set one block next to your right foot. Take that hand to hip and then send your other block next to it. Hand to hip and rise. Lift your right toes and point them towards the back of your mat. Turn your left toes in so that they follow in the same direction. Reach your left hip forward and your right hip back so hips are in line. Root down through your tailbone, lift your heart, and then forward fold. Find your blocks and bring them to either side of your foot. Elongate through the crown of your head and press your thigh bones back. Keep a slight bend in your right knee. And continue to breathe. With your left hand, slide that block back towards your left foot. Take that hand to hip, slide your other block back, hand to hip, and rise. Point your toes inwards. Then lift those left toes, point them towards the back of the mat. Turn your right toes in, hips in line. Right hip back, left hip forward. Root down through your tail, lift your heart, and exhale, fold forward. Find your blocks and bring them to either side of your foot. Elongate through the crown of the head. Keep a slight bend. in that front leg. Slide your blocks forward, hands to hips, and inhale, rise up. Turn your toes back towards the side of your mat, arms out to the side, and inhale, reach your hands up as you step that right foot in to meet your left. Half turn to the back of the mat, facing towards your blocks, and exhale, forward fold. Take your hands to your blocks, Ardha Uttanasana. Press your thigh bones back, lengthen through the crown, walk your blocks back next to your feet. Keep reaching your shoulders down your back, reach your elbows behind your body and toward one another. Step your right foot back, toes stay curled under, lower your right knee to the mat and inhale, sweep the arms up. Root down through your tailbone and reach your pelvis forward. Lift your heart, draw your shoulders down your back and lift your gaze. Continue to breathe. Remember those long, full breaths. Exhale, hands to blocks. Step your left knee back to meet your right and walk your blocks back so that you can take hands to hips. Come up right over the knees. Take your palms to the top of your low back, fingers pointing up your back. Root the tailbone down, reach the pelvis forward. Lift your heart and draw your shoulders back and down. Elongate through the sides of the neck. Straight back through the crown. Full breaths. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to blocks. Walk your blocks forward and step that right foot forward again. Keep the left toes curled under, left knee grounded, and sweep the arms up. Root down through the tailbone, reach your pelvis forward, lift your heart, lift your gaze, reach back. Continue to breathe. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to blocks. Step your right knee back to meet your left, toes curled under. Slide your blocks out of the way. Plant your palms underneath the shoulders and lift the hips up and back for down dog. Draw your shoulders across your back. Reach your heart through your arms and towards your thighs. Press your thigh bones back. Slight bend in your knees. And inhale, lift that right leg. Yogi toes wide. Keep a slight bend in that left leg as you reach the right leg high. Continue to roll that right thigh in towards the left thigh so you can keep your hips nice and square here. Push the pads of your fingers into the mat and breathe. Exhale, lower your right leg next to the left, down dog. And inhale, reach the left leg high, three-legged dog on the other side. Roll that left thigh in towards the right. Keep a slight bend in your right knee and reach. Exhale, step the left foot down towards the right, lean forward to plank and then drop your hips towards the mat, staying on those curled under toes. Reach through the crown of the head, lengthen your tailbone towards your feet, up dog. Lower your knees, tops of your feet into the mat and sit back to child's pose. Just breathe here. On your next inhalation, lean forward to tabletop, curl the toes under, lift the knees, and walk the feet as wide as the mat up to either side of the hand. You can point the toes out to the sides, bring your hands to blocks, or you can keep them resting into the mat. Root down through your tailbone and lengthen from your pubic bone all the way through the crown of your head. Garland pose or Malasana squat. Continue to breathe. Inhale, you can lean forward into those blocks to lift the hips and then sweep the arms out to the sides and rise. Heel toe the feet back together. And exhale, swan dive forward fold. Hands to blocks for Ardha Uttanasana. Press your thigh bones back. Draw your shoulders away from the ears and walk your hands back next to your feet. Reach your elbows back and towards your body as if you could touch them together behind your legs. Continue to breathe here. Inhale, walk your blocks forward, sweep the arms out to the sides and rise. Exhale, hands down to heart center, palms touching for Anjali Mudra, and just breathe. Take a few moments of meditation here. Let's turn back to the side of our mat and do it again. You can do it with blocks again or without. Inhale, arms up, clasp your thumbs, reach long. Root down through your tailbone, press your thighs towards one another, and reach to the right. Try to keep your upper body and your hips square. Elongate through the crown of your head. Draw in on your belly button and rise. Exhale, reach to the left. Continue to breathe here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release the thumbs, hands to hips. Step your feet about 5 feet apart, toes pointed forward. Root down through the tailbone, lift the heart, and forward fold. Hands can come to the mat or to those blocks. Shoulders plug in to the back. Root down through your tailbone and reach your pelvis through your legs. You can take your hands to your heels or hold on to your big toes. Continue to draw the shoulders down the back and elongate through the crown of the head. Breathe here. On an inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and reach through the crown to rise. Reach the arms up. Lift those right toes and turn them towards the back of the mat. Left toes follow. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward, and exhale, fold down. Hands can come next to the feet or beyond the feet. Remember, you can always do the first version we did with the blocks. Keep a slight bend in that right leg. Inhale, gaze forward and rise. Turn the toes back to the side of the mat. And then turn those left toes back. Right toes follow. Turn the left hip back. Pull the right hip forward. And exhale, forward fold. Continue to elongate from the pubic bone all the way through the crown of the head and press your thigh bones back. Slight bend in that front leg. Being careful not to hyperextend. Pyramid pose. Inhale, gaze forward and rise. Turn your toes back to the side of the mat and then step your right foot to your left. Half turn to the top of your mat. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Shoulders away from the ears, press those thigh bones back. You can hold on to the backs of your legs. Reach your elbows behind your body and towards one another. On an inhale, step your right foot back, toes stay curled under, lower the right knee and inhale the arms up. Root down through the tailbone, reach the pelvis forward, lift the heart, reach back. Continue to breathe. Inhale, rise. You can either take your hands to blocks or just straighten a little into that left leg so that you can step it back to meet your right. Toes stay curled under. Either take your hands to the low back or just root down through your tailbone, reach your pelvis forward, lift your heart, elongate through the neck, through the crown of the head, and reach back. Remember to breathe. Inhale, rise. Step your right foot forward. Root down through your tailbone, lift your heart, reach back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep your hands down to your mat. Step back to down dog. Reach your heart through your arms and towards your thighs. Press your thigh bones back. Slight bend in the knees. And inhale, right leg high. Reach. Yogi toes spreading wide. Try and keep those hips square. Roll that right thigh in towards the left. Maintain your slight bend in your left leg. Exhale, right leg down. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog on the other side. Spread those yogi toes wide. Continue to roll that left thigh in towards the right. And maintain that slight bend in your standing leg. Knee. Exhale, left foot down next to the right. Inhale, lean forward to plank and drop the hips forward. Keep the toes curled under. Reach through the crown, up dog. Reach the tailbone back towards the feet. Elongate through the crown of the head. Lower the knees, tops of the feet, and press back into child's pose. Breathe here. Inhale, gaze forward, lean forward, curl the toes under, lift the knees, and see if you can hop your feet to either side of your hands. Try and float yourself up. Drop the tailbone down, root down through the tailbone, and elongate from the pubic bone all the way through the crown. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Remember though, you can always take the first version of this that we did with hands to blocks. Breathe. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and rise. Heel toe the feet back together. Lift and elongate. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana. Find your half fold. Press your thigh bones back, elongate through the crown, and walk your hands back next to your feet. You can hold on behind the legs or the heels if you like. Shoulders away from the ears. Reach the elbows back and towards one another. Full breaths. Remember to shift your weight forward in the pads of your toes so that hips stay right over the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a few breaths here. Feel free to repeat this as many times as you want to. You can restart the video, and once you've remembered it, you can do this before bed or whenever you like, as many times as you like. Thank you so much for sharing your powerful practice with me. Namaste. See you next time. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more.